Hey, another video. It's beautiful, the water down there. Let's see. Yeah. Today I want to talk about short-term memory loss. So pretty. You cannot imagine how bad my short-term memory loss was. It was severe. 2 times in one day I'd lock my keys in the car. I started running out. I never ran out of gas before, and then I ran out of gas, and then I'd start locking the keys in the car more and more. Turns out narcissistic abuse causes short-term memory loss that can be severe, that can be debilitating. You can't get from point A to point B without your car keys. And tell you what, I started walking because I just could not function. It was so bad. I don't know if anyone else has experienced as many narcissists in their life as I have. But here's what's truly bizarre, okay? So I started removing the narcissists one by one, which was truly painful because, narcissists live for betrayal, and they can't betray you unless they're close to you. So they were all quite close to me, not just friends, but family. And it was this was all, but this was all Manzanita. And so I found some really good walking sticks and some really neat things out here where they took down all these Manzanita trees. So neat. Anyway, okay, severe short-term memory loss. And when I started looking at the short-term memory loss, I realized how much of my childhood memories I did not recall. It was so strange. I noticed that there were parts of my childhood that I blocked out, and there were parts of my childhood that I could not explain. And so I started, and I asked my mom these questions before, and I still get the same answers. I don't know, I don't recall. I don't think so, pretty much is all I ever get. But once I started getting the narcissists out of my life, my short-term memory loss started improving. And I'm not kidding you. Okay, put it this way. I have not locked my keys in my car in a whole year. And that for me is more growth than you could ever imagine, because I was doing it 2 times a day. 2 times a day I would lock my keys in my car. I mean, I would get AAA, but after the first month I'd already used the 7 lockouts, and I'd have to re-up with them again, or run out of gas or what the heck ever, just because I couldn't remember to do the daily things that people remember to do, like put your keys around your neck or put your keys in your purse, that kind of thing. It was bad. And I've got the narcissist out of my life now, and my short-term memory has been restored. It's got to be a God thing. It has to be. And I just want to tell you, if you're having problems with short-term memory loss, you really want to check the people in your life. They might be working at odds against you, not wanting your best interests, pretending they have your best interests at heart, so Okay, for example, um, my mother would give me money. I'd call her and say, "Oh, Mom, I need some money right now. I'm really kind of broke." And she would give me money. Um, but it turns out, you know, behind my back, I mean, she would give me, just enough for what I needed. When I wanted to borrow money from her to start a business, she wouldn't give it to me. Or to buy a vehicle, because I didn't have one, she wouldn't give it to me. But I found out that, she gave my sister $80,000 to start a business. She gave my daughter $16,000 for her roommate to start a business. But she wouldn't get, are you stuck? Okay, I'll get you. Oh, my dog's stuck. So you might want to look, I'm thinking, well, she loves me, she gives me money. No, she was giving me just enough to survive to keep me from ever getting ahead. Because if I didn't have any money, well, dang, I'd buckle down, I'd go out there, and I'd make it. But since she would give me just enough to survive, that's all I was doing, is just surviving. So, you got to look very, very closely at these relationships sometimes. I'm trying to get her unstuck. Okay, you're unstuck. What I'm trying to do is show you that these relationships can be so tricky. And I'm not kidding, they can be so tricky. The gaslighting, I do believe gaslighting. I know that it keeps you from being able to be decisive. I used to be very decisive. Oops, sorry. I used to be extremely decisive. And I got down to a point where I was totally debilitated. I couldn't make a decision to save my life. It was that bad. I mean, it was like, I couldn't do it. And this went on for like 4.5 years, until I finally got all the narcissists out of my life. I do believe that my decision making has gotten a lot clearer since then. I believe I'm back on track again. I was searching for answers, and when you go about searching for answers, the universe has a funny way of making sure you get the answers that you need. Not always the ones you want. Definitely not the ones you want. The ones you need. The ones you need in order to take the next step forward. And sometimes it'll end there. You're not going to get any more answers until you start taking our advice and doing what we're guiding you to do, The answers will stop sometimes. And I believe that's because you're not taking their advice. And if you're not taking their advice, why would they keep giving you answers, right? So, if you know you're being guided to do something, and you're not sure how to go about it, get even more curious. Start looking for ways to go about it. Start looking for ways to do what you're being guided to do. Because that's the only thing that's going to get you more answers to your questions. Taking the universe's advice. Sorry. And the ones that they have answered so far, you need to put into application. You need to put them into application so you can take the next step forward. Sometimes you get sat down and there's a reason for that. And if Saturn is a big part of your birth chart, you'll know what I'm talking about. Because when Saturn sits you down, you've been sat down. And when Pluto comes along and they both tag team you, you're going to learn some things. One of the things I've learned is boundaries. boundaries. You gotta have boundaries. Not everyone should be in your life. Not everyone is a friend to you. Not everyone is gonna like you. And not everyone is gonna, let you know that. They're gonna pretend that they like you. Just to keep you close, just so that they can make your life a living hell behind the scenes. And that's what they do. You got it, pup. Keep going. Keep going. You can do it. Oh, she's caught up again. Darn it. I gotta go across there. Yeah, not everybody is going to be on your side with things. And you need to know when people are working at cross references against you. Because they can really do a lot of damage. I know. My life, when I figured out how many people were working against me, it was crazy. I mean, my own family, my whole family was working against me. And, to accomplish anything, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Pup. Huh. I get across this and then she's gone. Okay. So, anyway. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, you're still there? Okay. Shoot. When they're working against you like that, it's really, really hard to achieve anything. I mean, I can't even tell you how bad. So you really should take a close look at your relationships with others. Because if you're having a lot of short-term memory loss and long-term memory loss, there's reasons for that. I dissociated parts of my childhood where I just totally could not cope with what was going on. So I checked out. Didn't want to be there, I guess. Not to the point where it was like where, I had to create an alternate person or anything. But, I never knew that I did that. When Pluto came into my life, it was like a wrecking ball. Or Uranus. Oh, definitely Uranus too. Wait, pup. So I had Pluto, Uranus, Lilith, and Saturn. They've been tag teaming me, and I mean like, okay, here's one. On my natal Saturn, Pluto has been retrograding back and forth. I have, the great Saturn and Jupiter conjunction. Now I have Saturn and Jupiter in the same house in my chart, in Aquarius. And I have Saturn at 0 degrees. And the great conjunction that caused the COVID, the onslaught of the COVID, was at 0 degrees of Aquarius, right where my Saturn is. So, if this doesn't get you, and then Pluto has basically been sitting on my Saturn for a year. No lie, back and forth, over it. And I've had fires, I've had all kinds of things happen that were not pretty. I ended up homeless, all kinds of stuff, because I wasn't doing what I was being guided to do. I was being stubborn. And, in my defense, in Chinese astrology, I'm a metal ox. So, there's not much more stubborn than me. And that's the God honest truth. I'm telling you right now. There's nothing more stubborn than me. So, I'm trying to get a close-up of something up there on the hill. There's some pretty trees up there. Hold on, Pep. Yeah. Right. Those yucca things. Can't really see them that good. My dog's stuck again. Of course. But, yeah, you gotta go around, Pep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, metal ox. Nothing more stubborn than a metal ox. So, I've got a bowl propped under my arm. I probably shouldn't have that there. Um, hold on, I'll get you. Oh, shoot.